called on the Lord. I said, that Father, this is real. Will you watch over them? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you called for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the Lord, they doing it. You said under YAHANNA they ought to love one another, and they doing it. Commanding General YAHANNA here, I.S.U.P.K, the original I.S.U.P.K, 1969, body of Christ. Here's what I want to tell you, man. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. You've been studying the scriptures. You've been watching us on tape. You've been watching all kinds of camps on tape. And as you've been watching and studying, you realize that it's coming to the point where you got to put this into action. That you need to step out there on the street and handle that work. Now, here's what happens to a ton of brothers. A ton of brothers go out there without coming through the school and learning what they need to learn. And what happens is they run out there and then they run into problems that they don't know about. And they try to get them problems answered online and calling brothers and all that, and it creates a bunch of confusion. And in many cases, it eventually chokes the truth. It look like it ain't gonna choke it now because you feeling strong, your energy's up. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You understand? I've been doing this 40 plus years. Okay? Ask anybody my name. It's going to all be bad, which it's supposed to be. All right? Christ said when they speak all manner of evil against you, that's when you know you're doing this work. Do yourself a favor. Come to the I.S.U.P.K first. Learn from the original school first. Even if you think it's too militant or too this, too that, don't let anything block you from getting the pure knowledge first, straight from I.S.U.P.K. I'm saying this out of love because I'm seeing too many brothers fall. They're getting up under cats, they're getting with their clique. Bring your clique here and let your clique handle I.S.U.P.K. Because here's the deal. If your clique ain't strong enough to handle I.S.U.P.K, why would you go out on the street and get swallowed up out there? And if you feel like I.S.U.P.K ain't got it all down, then you should be man enough, you and your crew, to come to us and lay down and break bread and talk about these scriptures. Ain't no harm gonna come to you. Ain't no harm come to a man that disagree with the truth. You ain't trying to harm us, we damn sure ain't trying to harm our own. So come to the I.S.U.P.K, sit down in our classes, learn from us, and then you can make your serious decision on what it is that you're supposed to be. And I guarantee you, you're gonna realize that it was much more than what you saw on that video, man. Much love to all you warriors learning, growing, and getting ready to bust out into this work. I'll see you soon. Shalom, family.
All my scamming ass niggas at getting your go, y'all back. Boy, that money sure went up ever since we start putting in white people in the school.
Hey,
shalom, brother. Shalom. All praises. All praises,
brother. I can't complain, bro.
How can I help you?
Bro, I was just looking at this video on YouTube. Man, Captain Tazariak, man, he was smoking this Kemet dude, man.
Captain Tazariak? You talking about I.S.U.P.K?
I.S.U.P.K, man, he killed it, man. He killed it. He was battling a white Christian, man. I mean, he smoked them, man. It's just like the wisdom this brother got, man. I.S.U.P.K,
brother,
man.
brother. Let me tell you something. I.S.U.P.K ain't got the truth, brother. They teach that salvation is only for blacks and Hispanics. Come on now. Come on. You think God like that?
If it's for everybody, then what's the point of having a chosen people of God?
Brother, you crazy. Just a second. My wife's calling. Shalom, wife.
Hi, my king, my lord, my master. Can I talk to you for a minute?
You may.
Okay, so I already cleaned the house. I already fed the children. I scrubbed the floors with the toothbrush like you wanted.
All
And,
praises.
I just forgot to make your dinner.
Can you repeat that?
I didn't make you your dinner.
But why would you say that though? Why would you want that to happen? Why would you want me to go to your house and beat you to a pulp until you fall asleep, get some ice, wake you back up with ice water, and then put you back to sleep? Why did you just say that? Why would you want me to do that?
I didn't say that. I just said I didn't make your dinner.
So you said that pretty much you said that you want me to go to the house, beat you in front of the children, wake you up, beat you again, go find your mother, and beat them too.
I didn't say that. I just said I didn't make you dinner.
I don't know why you are making these why would you want me to do something? That is just, there's something wrong with you in your mind why you would want me to go to the house and impale you. Why do you want me to do this?
Okay, I'm gonna make your dinner right now, King.
I could have sworn that's what I thought you said. See, something wrong with my ears. I could have sworn you were saying that other stuff. I thought you said that. Okay.
Okay, my king. May all your days in the truth be long, and may God bless you.
Bitch, fuck the truth, fuck the Israelites, and fuck God. As you were saying, brother.
Brother, I was just thinking that, maybe I could. I was thinking I would join the I.S.U.P.K.
But why would you want me to do something like that?
What are you talking about?
Why would you say something like that? Why would you want me to go to your mother's house and tie her and the children up and put them in the basement? I didn't say that. That's exactly what you just said just now, brother. You just but why would you want me to do that? Why you got to tell me to do that? I didn't ask for this.
That's not what
so you said you want me to go to your mother's house, tie her up, tie all of your cousins up, and the children. You said go down and go to your mother's house, tie her up.
I didn't say that.
Tie everyone up in the house, put them in the basement,
I didn't say that.
Belligerently torture them for hours and hours and hours and hours.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that. You just said that.
That's not
Wait a minute, go take the organs out. This is what you're talking about.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
So what exactly are you saying, brother?
What I'm saying is, I want to be a part of Genesis.
That's exactly what I thought you said.
Can I go now?
Where all my scamming ass niggas at?
Yeah, Babylon is falling to rise no more. Babylon is falling to rise no more. Falling to rise no more. Falling to rise no
Israel. It's Nashville, Tennessee. We hosting the Blackout Cookout under Commander General YAHANNA, man. The I.S.U.P.K is inviting Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. July the 2nd through the 5th. You gotta be here. If you're not here, you're not trying to black this city out, because we are. Salute. Shalom, Israel. It's Nashville, Tennessee. We hosting the Blackout Cookout under Commander General YAHANNA, man. The I.S.U.P.K is inviting Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. July the 2nd through the 5th. You gotta be here. If you're not here, you're not trying to black your city out, because we are. Shalom.
Nobody selling you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Blackwatch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Blackwatch. Let the show begin.
We clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Most High in Christ, man. Stand by for Commanding General YAHANNA. We're getting it on in here tonight. As always, we're here with Officer Marah. Give him a hand. Officer Yediah, Officer Mathumyad. We're rocking it out tonight. Listen, Safe the Water to the brothers out in California who did that excellent sketch about the Genesis deacons, brother. Give them a hand out. Those brothers in California are excellent at doing a sketch out. They're outstanding at doing that, brother. They got comedic timing. They're like comedic actors. You're doing an excellent job, and that's a hilarious sketch that the brothers did on the Sakari deacons, all right? Good job, Warrior. We'll do this. We don't have General Mayak yet, correct? We'll keep going. Let's do the first story, please.
Comic-Con, Chicago man risked his life to go into a burning building to alert everyone to get out.
Break it down.
You got video, sir.
Please. We have it?
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second. So I'm gonna pull up the,
No sweat. The brothers will pull up the story, brother. I believe this story is about a brother. What city is this in, Yediah?
Chicago, sir.
This is in Chicago. A brother in Chicago sees a house on fire, and he goes into this home, brother, and rescues this woman and her children out of this home. The brother was from the tribe of Judah, meaning a so-called black person. The sister and her children were from the tribe of Y.A.H.K, the Mexicans, both the chosen people of God. And this is an amazing story of courage, brother, that you can find on the streets of the ghettos, the reservations, and the barrios all over the world. You can find heroism, brother. Los héroes. Nosotros somos héroes. We're heroes in these ghettos, brother. Heroes on these reservations. Heroes in these slums that white people would never move into, that white people fled out of the minute they saw a black or Latino move in. Black people left neighborhoods that they lived in for years because one black family moved into that neighborhood. One Latino family moved into that neighborhood. White people left. It's called white flight. And now in these same ghettos in places like Chicago, where everyone, constantly denigrates and,
always talks about Chicago like it's a terrible place. You can still find heroes there. You can still find brothers and sisters that love each other enough to put their lives on the line. And this story is about one such brother. You ready? Go.
Yo, yo, yo! 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 Come out, y'all! Hey, y'all! House on fire! Yo! Yo! Oh! Hey! Oh! Shorty! Oh! God damn! That's firing off like fireworks, son. There's something in the back of that was catching on fire so fast. So. The blue one right here started it. And I try to get everybody out of this blue one. Is everybody out? As far as I know, yeah.
Hey! Give that brother a hand, man. You just and always remember, recuerda siempre. Always remember, brother, you don't have to be rich to be a good person. You don't have to live in some magnificent neighborhood to be an honorable man. And that's one of the many great myths of America, that there's only kindness and virtue and courage in rich neighborhoods. That rich people are the only people that are willing to have courage and to fight for their community. And there's a big myth about black people that we don't care about our communities, that we don't care about our homes, and we don't care about our neighbors. That is a lie that white people push on black and Latino communities so that they can walk in and buy every house dirt cheap, so they can devalue the neighborhood so that they can own the neighborhood. You don't have to be rich to have courage. And you can find
y'all house on fire.
You can find heroes in terrible neighborhoods. Heroes that white people, of course, ran out of in the 70s. But you'll still find heroes in those communities today. The thing that causes pain in poor neighborhoods is not the lack of money, because, of course, you don't need a lot of money to be a good person. If you can have food and shelter, the Bible says, be ye therefore content. But what ruins black neighborhoods is the trauma. The trauma of having the neighborhood burned to the ground the minute that white people think it's too successful. The trauma of child molestation. The trauma that the Christian church puts on black and Latino communities through child molestation and stealing every resource that poor little old ladies have to take care of their families. They give it to the church. And now because of it, the neighborhood has nothing to do but get high, because drugs are the only thing that are in abundance in poor neighborhoods. But we don't have to be like that. We can be in a poor neighborhood and we can be good people. And there are so many brothers and sisters that live in poverty, and they're making it every day. They're getting up and they're taking care of their children, and they're taking care of one another. And whatever little bit they have left, they're giving it to their neighbor down the street. And in times of need, they will show up and they will help someone. In times of need, they'll put their own lives on the line for their brothers and sisters who are their neighbors. Next story, warrior.
I believe General Mayak just came in.
Oh, General Mayak, you there?
General.
Grab it up for Mayak. Good to see you, warrior. We ready to rock.
Well, I can say excellent class, General. You taught in Baltimore and DC. You know,
shine Christ, Mayak.
And tonight Philly too.
Shine Christ. Ready to rock? Suck some break it up. Time you ready? I'm gonna rock. Whoever's reading, go ahead.
One
second. You got it.
I will kill you. I don't give a damn. Boston couple hurls racial slurs and a fence at patio diners, then hoses them down with water. Now they must pay the price.
You have video on this? If not, just break the story down, please.
Sorry. Boston couple was arrested and hit with a slew of charges for hurling racial slurs, throwing a fence, and hosing down a group of people, including at least one child, on a restaurant patio because they were too noisy.
Good Lord. This I don't quite understand. This is somebody's at a restaurant. If you can explain it to me, Yedaya?
Comic-Con, sir. These brothers and sisters were at this restaurant, and it's a white couple, you know what I mean, next door, hosed them down, threw a fence at them, called them all type of niggers. It was rough, sir.
And this is the white woman.
A white couple.
A white couple, a white woman and a white man, a brother and a sister at a restaurant trying to eat a nice meal outside, right? Or at the patio, the deck in the restaurant. And the white couple believes they're being too loud, and they go and hose them down like 1963
and throw a fence
and threw some type of metal fence at the brother and the sister eating brunch or lunch or something like that. I hope all of these stories, right? I don't know if this is even going to work, but because it seems like I still hear the myth that black women are so disagreeable, and I was hoping that the revelation of the Karen would break that myth, but I don't know if it's working, Yedaya. Because I recently heard this week some basketball player named Paul Pierce. It was on my phone. And sir, he said that men date white women, black men date white women because black women don't know how to apologize. And that is such an old lie, like a trope, like black women are the ones that argue. Black women are the ones that are disagreeable. But then I got my phone and I've seen Karens get you locked up and arrested and complain about the dog being off the leash or noise or you jogging somewhere. I would hope that people would say, well, isn't that disagreeable, docile white woman that's sending you to jail because you're jogging or your house paint is the wrong color or you're sitting on the car outside of her neighborhood? Is this agreeable woman that I have to idolize as the woman that I wish all black women could be like? This docile white woman who, if you make too much noise in her neighborhood, she is going to hose you down like Bull Connor in 1963, Alabama. And this is the nice people that I have to always hear about, not like these mean, dangerous black people, mean, dangerous black women. Well, here we are again. White people hate to see you happy. They can't stand the smile, like the laughing bucket that our grandmothers had to stick their faces in. White people are offended by your joy. It is an absolute offense. I don't know how anybody argues against it. I think I could just go on forever with evidence that white people are truly offended by your happiness. And their mind, I think happiness is for the rich. You know, happiness is a reward for being white, I think. And so if you're not white and you're kind of stealing happiness, it seems I don't know. Tell me how to please. Go ahead. You know what? Please.
And let me explain something. An abuser automatically identifies you as a character. And your identity as that character must stay consistent for the abuser to feel safe. When you stop acting like that character, then you trigger what they call an event. And let me tell you something. White people have a caricature of who we are supposed to be. We are supposed to be poor, quiet, face down, like you brought out such a good point. We had to have a laughing barrel because us laughing was an offense to white people. White people were offended that you was having joy because you wasn't in your place that they told you to be in, which was to be groveling on the ground. And let me tell you something. The white people that stand for Trump today and have listened to all his racist rhetoric, they looking for you to get back into that position. They want you back. They want you back in that position. They want you quiet and all that. Once again, I will say this as an argument. Joseph understood this. What I'm saying to you now, Joseph understood it. And Joseph warned us to separate from these Egyptians, to get away from them, to make no grandiose point of ourselves. We in this kingdom, not saying that them people was wrong. They was absolutely right. But we're in this kingdom, man, trying to show white people that we're just as good as them. That we can have joy and all that in this kingdom, and that it's our right. When in fact, we're under attack as a people. Like they're going to the moon. They're conquering countries. And we are living in the ghetto in a delusion that we are equal with them. We move into their neighborhood and act like we are the same as them. We don't have a government. We don't have an army. We don't have anybody to protect us except your house shot. And unfortunately, it's what allows them to do what they do. And if you left it to Donald Trump, it would get like it was in ancient Egypt. Just imagine in ancient Egypt, Pharaoh told the whole nation of Egypt to take our babies, and if it was a boy, to throw him in the Nile River. That was a Holocaust. And it never gets mentioned. In all that gets discussed in Egypt, the Holocaust of killing all our babies never gets mentioned. And you know why we got those babies was attacked? Because he was worried about the prophecy of a Messiah coming. He was scared to death. And that is what white people are. They're scared to death that you will surpass them, which you would. Blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, he is horrified of it. So he's got to maintain you in utter poverty, utter delusion, utter immorality, utter drug addiction, utter pornography, and any other evil thing that he can think of that will immoralize you and demoralize you, he will do. And that's what an abuser does. A pimp does the same thing. A hoe can't go to her pimp one day and say, look, man, we changing the game. You got to split up the cash evenly. And I'm only working when I feel like working. She's in an abusive situation. So saying something like that to her pimp causes an attack from the pimp. Well, the same with you. Blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, you're being oppressed under the mindset of an abusive nation. A nation that has abused you so long, that as far as they're concerned, you have no rights. You don't deserve to live. That's why they be talking about to get rid of the undesirables and the deplorables. Because to them, you are nothing and can never be nothing. And it's so amazing because when I went to study about abuse, right? They said the abuser does not know. When you fail, right? You break down from the abuse. The abuser does not realize that he caused the abuse. He thinks that the breakdown that you're having is coming because something you are doing. He never believes it's something that he's doing when he's in a full out, or she, I don't want to make it sound like it's just men. When she's in a full out attack and abusing you. And brothers and sisters, that's what we under. We under that. And we have to recognize we under that. And Lord willing, we should be asking, where are the black people moving? You know what I mean? We should be asking, where is the land that what is the land that we bought legitimately to start? A few black people tried it. They trying to set up little communities owned by black people, which is the right idea, but the wrong way to go about it. Because of course, first of all, the Lord got to be in it. And second of all, the entire nation has to do it. You understand? And so that we got to wake up and realize that we just been played out by any other pimp that you look for. And the problem is this: the reason an abuse, you know how come a pimp can be successful in turning a woman into a prostitute? Because of the dream that he sells her. The dream that someday she will make him enough money that him and her will, ride the stars. And someday she's going to retire and him and her are going to ride in that Rolls Royce he pimps her out of on the corner, when all of it is a lie. He's lying to her so that she just continues to do her job. And guess what? Your pimp is lying to you so that you continue to do your job. So and listen, we went up on the mall, if I could. We was down DC this weekend. You understand? Big shout out to all the brothers in DC, Virginia, Baltimore. You understand? Big shout out to generals down there, General Kubala Mob, General Shalmar, General Kubala Mob, General Kathamo, vice versa. Hear me, I always forget. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to them and all the captains, man. Congratulations to all the captains that got. You understand? Big shout out to all the captains that were raised up. We went out to DC, down there by the White House, and was doing some prophesying and branding things. And I noticed something. When we were on the mall, like up there by the Lincoln Memorial. The first thing I noticed, of course, was that there were so few black people. The amount of black people that was up on that mall was minimal that you saw walking around, right or wrong. It was filled with, of course, it was filled with white people. Filled with tons of Orientals. It was filled with tons of East Indians. It was tons of Africans. And it got me thinking about how you abuse something. Like white people are suffering, and our son selling drugs. And in our very neighborhood, every business and real estate is owned by another heathen. Now that ain't by accident, man. That's not an accident. Many of these neighborhoods, if you go back and just ask about the history of the neighborhood was owned by us. So what happened? Your abuser felt as though you should not have your own house, your own cars, your own businesses. That was too much for you. It was all right for the heathen because he's not abusing them. But you're the footstool of his abuse, so you get nothing. They call it in the family dynamics, they call it the scapegoat. I got news for you. You're the scapegoat of America, blacks and Latinos and Native Indians. And it is a sad, sad thing. And you keep trying that one day you will get the dream. That's why Martin Luther King's dream was so evil. That I have a dream speech was so evil. That was the pinnacle of the white man pimping black people. To give them this dream that one day, through all of their abuse on us, one day, we're going to sit side by side with them. Our black kids and white kids are going to play together. There'll be no more racism. Well, I got bad news for those that held on to that dream. You didn't understand pimping. You didn't understand destroying people under you and then keeping them destroyed and in that destroyed state. And for so many years, just like any abuser, you know, when you tell an abuser, and I'm going to get up off it now, y'all, but when you tell an abuser, listen, man, you know, you're mishandling me. I didn't do nothing wrong. You did this. Like you tell the cops, you know, when the cops come and snatch you up and you didn't do nothing, and you telling this cop, listen, man, it wasn't me. I did not do it. It wasn't me. But he's beating the shit out of you and dragging you to the police car, even though you didn't do it. And the reason why is because it's not important that you be given any justice. It's important that you be kept into the position of being a destroyed piece of garbage, right, so that his world and his life can go on wonderfully. And the only way out of it, the only way to escape this kind of mindset is to escape the abuser. And the only way to escape the abuser is through the Lord. Like what happened to us, the Lord, can I just get that one scripture? Y'all know the scripture I'm always pulling. The one where the Lord talk about how he got us out of the iron dungeon, I think. I always use the wrong words.
Furnace.
Or something like that, the iron furnace. Like I always love this scripture because it's so where we are and such an indication of what we had better do. You understand? And we need to know it. You don't know. You wake up every day And you live in fear and you don't even know it. Not the fear of, but the fear of, if I even think too free, I could piss off my abuser. And it is a true thing. Tell me when you got it.
Come, sir. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 20. But the Lord have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace.
Out of the iron furnace, brought you out of it. It is the only way you escape this horrible life with these people. Like, they walk around like East Indians come from the other side of the world, Arabs, Asians. How many of y'all know the #1 surgery in the Asian world out there? Black people don't know this, but do you know that the #1 surgery that is done in the Asian world is eyelid surgery to remove the slanted eye? Is the #1 surgery. It is huge in the Asian world. Jackie Chan had it. Yeah. It's believed that Bruce Lee had it. These different, eyelid surgery. Big shout out to Kapa. Eyelid surgery. And why is it that the eyelid surgery is so big? Because the Asians want to look like Edomites. Why do they want to look like Edomites? Because they want to be accepted by the Edomites. And guess what? The Edomites are accepting them. But you are not accepted. Oh, yeah, you got a good one there. But you are not accepted, blacks and Latinos. And you have to face it. You have to face the fact. There it is. Look at that. Eyelid surgery. They go from being super goop to semi goop. Salaki, Maya.
A lot of them go all the way goop, huh?
No, they do that trying to join the kingdom. And man, they are really living in the kingdom. Imagine this. Your neighborhood provides all of the wealth and finances you should have, yet it goes to somebody else and they participate and be part of America. Like, that's a dirty, dirty shame. You already poor and you don't have your neighborhood is the financial stability of the Asians, the Arabs, the East Indians, and everybody else's community, except your own. Like, this is horrible work, and that's why that Edomite felt comfortable throwing that water hose over the fence and spraying them black people away like they were roaches. That's why she felt comfortable doing that, because to her, black people and Latino people and Native Indian people are nothing. And you will continue to be nothing as long as you accept being under them. As long as you are not calling on the Lord and saying to yourself, how do we move away from this oppressor? Like in 2026, we still seeing these oppressive things done and never seeing politicians do anything about it.
Right.
You got that scripture? Did you already read it?
The first part of it, sir.
Go ahead and finish it. Salah.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 20 in the middle. And brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day.
Can you just read it for me one more time? Salah.
Sir. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 20. But the Lord have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace.
And I've been trying to say this. I've been saying this for 40 years. The Bible is a blueprint on how to get out of captivity. And it is the one blueprint that nobody uses. Everybody got an idea of how to get out of here from some other god or some military action or marching somewhere with guns, all kind of stupid shit. I say stupid because, guns is nice, but coming up against a nuclear bomb is, asinine. So why not find another way? There's a better way. And that better way is following a black man by the name of Jesus Christ, who culminated all of the ways to get out of captivity, one of which we're reading right now. And Lord knows you better get out of this captivity, because when he starts to go down, like any abuser, when they start to go down, the last thing they want is the people they've been abusing to come up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if I go down, y'all go down with me.
Right.
Listen, the Egyptians were such abusers that when the Pharaoh died, they killed off all his staff and buried the staff with him. I could not believe it when I went over there. You go inside his tomb, he got 60, 70 people bodies in the tomb with him. And they talk about so in the afterlife he could have his cook, his you know what I'm saying? The cat that run his yacht, you know what I'm saying? And even animals. Like if he had like 10 falcons, they'd kill the falcons and mummify the falcons and put them in the with him too. Then give him food and some fruit and a couple things to drink for him. Like he was like, this goodness could never end. You are a slave 450 years, but the goodness, he got to take his goodness to the next life. That was insanity. And the life is insanity. Go ahead, General Salaki.
And General, when you said that, you remind me of this current administration, how he takes over. He got rid of all of the old administration's people, got rid of them. Now he ain't physically, bury them like they did, but he buried them, right? In another sense, and brought on his people. That sounds pretty much like Pharaoh did back then. Got rid of the old Pharaoh's people and got people loyal to him, to run his new system. Right. I yield, sir.
So true. That is so true. What you say is exactly what he did, and they doing what Pharaoh did, trying to erect monuments to themselves. The arch, the stadium. Like he's gonna turn Washington into a real zoo. He's gonna have UFC fighters all up in Washington, all ego tripping about how bad I could imagine. Wait till you see it. You heard Dana White on the interview. Dana White said they start shooting. Yeah, and I told my wife, I said, I ain't laying down for somebody to shoot me in the back. If it go down, it's gonna go down with me standing. Listen, they feeling themselves something right now. You understand? And Pharaoh was feeling himself like that too. But the Most High is a powerful, terrifying power when he step out of the shadows. And when he get ready to step on, it'll be because we decided to turn to him. Like he requires that we turn to him and do what his will is. And brother, we're going to see him do, amazing in this empire and around this world. Salakia. Somebody else trying to get in?
Go ahead. Sir. Just want to let you know we got the footage of it too. We never looked at it.
Yeah, let's take a little look at that footage.
And if I could add on what you were saying, also, I heard Edomite saying ever since slavery, white people, they wanted black people to be silly, wanted us to be the jesters, wanted us to not talk about serious things. And when we did question them on serious issues that they knew, that they was wrong on, they would try to sell us, beat us, or lynch us. We wasn't supposed to be serious about anything. We were supposed to be, the jokers and getting high and not taking life serious and just being their servants, like you brought out earlier. They want us groveling. They want us to be clowns. They don't mind your Kevin Hart's and your the Medea cat. I forget his name. They don't mind them. But when you start asking serious questions and making sense and asking them questions that they stutter on, that they can't quite put together, and seeing that, oh my God, they didn't figure out how we doing things, it is an ultimate threat. It is the ultimate threat for them. That's why they got Edomites so scared, sir, that they training now because they see that, the UPK is asking serious questions that other people are waking up to. It blew my mind the other day. I saw regular sisters, sir, normal sisters. They asked the sisters, do you think oppression against black women was worse than oppression against black people, period? And they both said, well, black people, they used to eat us. They used to make books out of our skin, shoes out of our skin. They used to eat us. And I said, oh my God, I didn't know they was getting it. They starting to get it. So they don't like no serious questions and that's why they're getting rid of the whole DEI. They trying to get rid of all that because serious questions from their slaves rocks their empire. And you touching on it, and they don't want that. I yield to you, sir. Slack.
Listen, Mike, what you said. Let me tell you, what you said should be a breath of fresh air. And you know what else too, Mike? You said that I noticed that we say regularly that black people do not say, and that is we refer to ourselves as their slaves. And black people will not dare refer to us as their slaves. And we so should. We so should say we are their slaves. Because if you can say it, you can reject it. And if you can reject it, you can start walking towards ending it. But if you gotta lie to yourself to believe you're not a slave in this kingdom, then you're fooling yourself and walking yourself to a slow destruction. Go ahead, Murad Salaki.
Salaki, so it's the piggyback. That's what battered women do when they get abused. They start to tell themselves, no, he loved me. Like they try to bring themselves into it. I forget, ain't that called like a Stockholm syndrome or something like that?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what victims do when they get abused. So.
That's such a thing. You done saw in the mind of Jake. That's a true statement. And a statement, man, is we should face it. We are slaves. We really could have went on the mall. It would have been nice if we went on the mall all with T-shirts of we are the slaves. But they would have had to face the guilt of what they've done to us. And they don't ever want to do that. Salaki, I yield.
Footage.
Come. Look at that shit there.
Anytime that those people are.
Well, those was Latinos.
Anytime that those people are talking here outside or inside or whatever, they call the police. They said that there is a lot of noise. There's no music. There was a family having lunch. Basically, it was nothing else. But they don't like us, so they start offending my customer.
I think that was his restaurant. So.
Right. Really, they want his restaurant to shut down. They want him to be out of business. And there are probably some devils that came from somewhere and came and starting to buy up cheap property in Latino areas. Like, why would you buy a house next to a restaurant and expect it to be quiet? It's a goddamn restaurant. People go to sit out and eat and talk and laugh and joke, but not for Esau. Not when he wants your property or want you to move out or wants you to sell the store. Like, the world has been ruled by evil people, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, man, Anton One West, you got it right. He said our slavery is like a badge of, let me get it right, a badge of honor for us Israelites. It is. You know, man. Esau shouldn't get away with lying about life is good to us. It's been good for us. That's what these stupid politicians be talking about. Like that dumb drunk that they had as a presidential candidate that got up there and said, when we invest in clean air and we invest in the depopulation, you mean life is going to be better for all of us. Rotten ass people, man. You know what I'm saying? So I yield.
Come on, come.
Where we going?
Khan, France requests emergency UN meeting amid the Israeli advance in Lebanon.
Go ahead.
Khan, France has requested an emergency meeting with the United Nations Security Council after Israeli forces seized the medieval Bedford Castle in Lebanon, the French foreign minister said Sunday.
Go ahead.
Khan, I have requested an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council because while we recognize Israel's right, like that of all countries, to self-defense, nothing can justify the continuation of Israeli military operations in Lebanon and its even deeper occupation of the Lebanese territory, French foreign. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to push deeper into Lebanon after his military took over the medieval castle of Belfort on Sunday, calling it a dramatic shift in the campaign against Hezbollah. The Iran-backed militant group said on Sunday it's targeted Israeli army positions and infrastructure in SHALAM and Nahariya in northern Israel, while air raid sirens blared in the Accra area. Lebanon was dragged into the Middle East war on March 2nd when Hezbollah fired rockets towards Israel in retaliation for the Israeli killing of Iran's supreme leader. A truce to halt the fighting between Israel and Hezbollah began on April 17th, but has never been observed. Both sides accuse each other of daily violating the ceasefire to justify their attacks by the others' alleged breaches.
You know, man, here we go. They're giving France an out. France is going to take an out, like the scriptures said they would, and turn against the rest of the whole war. Everybody knows that they shouldn't be going this far into Lebanon. They're not trying to defend themselves. They're trying to take over the entire Middle East, Syria, Lebanon, all of it. They'll be sitting on Turkey's border after a while if given enough time to do so. And the Israelis are the most aggressive sets of armies I've ever seen on this earth since World War II. You know what I mean? Like them cats there, they just want they want it all, and they ain't even in the mindset to consider stop. Like I don't see even the Iranians negotiating with them. Like the Iranians are negotiating with the United States, but they ain't even negotiating with the Israelis. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's happening. You know what I mean? I see you, Zeke Jackson. I see what you're saying, but you see it turning. It's turning, baby. You going? It don't look like it would go that way, but oh yeah. And let me tell you why it doesn't never seems like that can happen. Because we have a very big misconception about the loyalties of these different countries. These countries are not loyal to each other. These alliances are just deterrents. France will wake up tomorrow and start building nuclear weapons and massing up their army like ever before and making their own decisions. They Edomites too. They're a family of Edomites. So keep watching. They're going to go totally against it. And they also have interests in that Middle East that's vital to them, very vital to them. And also get an enormous amount of their oil from Russia, something Donald Trump tried to tell them to divest from. Donald Trump was like, y'all need to divest from putting all this money into, spending all this money with Russia. But France felt like they couldn't do it, so they didn't move on it right away. So as a result, Russia's putting pressure on them, and they're feeling the pressure of what the Israelis are doing in Lebanon because, of course, Russia is in alliance with Iran. So, in essence, you already seeing them turn the channel. They're calling for the merger. Like, why isn't America calling for it? Why isn't America telling the Israelis, yo, you can't go no further? You got to stop right there. So, this is all about to happen. And it's going to be an amazing, amazing biblical prophecy. It's an amazing walk into the Third World War. You know what I mean? I hasten the day that the Lord walks us into that Third World War, because Lord knows it's going to be glorious.
Cool. And it ain't hard to understand, sir, because just like Trump and those Republicans around him, a lot of them Republicans around Trump, they can't stand him and can't wait till he's gone. Yep. And they always talk anonymously to the media about how much they can't stand him. They got one of them Republicans right under him calling them stupid. So this is the stupidest president we ever had. But they don't name him because it's anonymous. They can't stand him, but they gotta just to delay, like you said, General, just to delay and have some time until they can strike and feel confident about them striking against him, they got to play the game and act like with him. That's all France is doing. That's all a lot of these countries are doing. When they see the right time where they think they could step up and let their true feelings be known and still be strong after that, they're going to move on.
No, Slaka, go ahead, General. I didn't mean
No, I yield, General. I yield.
Go ahead, please finish.
I was done. That's what I wanted to bring up.
Okay. Can I just add one tidbit?
Okay.
The entire Europe turned against Trump when he asked for help.
Yep.
Remember, he asked for help to go down in there, right?
Okay.
And they said, hell no, you didn't consult with us first. We can go in there. Now, remember, he remembers that, and they remember that. So they already, you know what I mean? Zeke, you could tell, you could, you know what I mean? I know you see it, that they already broke away to a certain degree. Now, if stuff start going the way it's going, keep going the way it's going, oh, you're going to see some real alliances break.
Yeah.
If he don't keep that oil, I don't know what he did, but he got them oil prices down low. Oil prices, them barrels is down to $90 a barrel. Like, I got to give it to him. He did a businessman move and it worked. He got them barrels down to $90 a barrel. But if they keep this up for another month or so, it's going to be a mess across this world. Good. It's going to be an absolute mess across this world, especially for food. So let's see.
And I forgot, General, you may remember, you're right. Trump did say, he said those who didn't answer when he called for NATO to help, he said he ain't going to forget it. He said that. And they heard him, and they ain't going to forget either. That's what he don't know. He don't know he the only one that can't, won't forget. You know what I'm saying? And going to remember and get some vengeance. He ain't the only one.
He ain't the only one. You're right.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, and France just made an alliance. Who did France just make an alliance with? Oh man, if I could find that story where France just made an alliance. Anybody got it in their stores? It came up in my feed. I said, look at this here. You know what I mean? Here's another one that's on. I'm just popping these off the top. It says Canada faces trade review deadline. So Canada got a deadline from Trump to review this trade that he's calling for. Now, if they don't comply, who knows what he might do? The alliances are breaking because the Lord is breaking them so they can go ahead and jump themselves right into this war. You know what I mean? Like they can go ahead and get involved. You know what I mean? Now check this out. Add something else to the mix. While they acting like this will never happen, Japan defends their record military budget. Remember, Japan had a non-aggression treaty to not become aggressive. Now they got a budget that's the highest they've ever had for military weaponry and power. Man,
same with Germany. Germany building back their military as well.
Say again.
Oh, Slogan. So I was just saying I found the alliance.
Please read it right quick.
Wakana, sir. Recently, Salaki, France recently expanded its European defense and nuclear deterrence initiative to include Norway.
So they went and brought Norway in. Like, if Russia attack you over there, we're gonna back you up. So they still trying to stay on the right side of the NATO treaty, but now they making alliances, nuclear alliances, with countries that they otherwise would not make an alliance with in the past. So here we go. The Lord is disrupting, and I pray he do it 10 times faster. That we can get to Christ's kingdom, man, and the whole earth could be put in its right order. So that's it on that.
What's that country that Trump said he wanted to take over? The Denmark or was it? I thought Greenland. Okay, Greenland. Okay, come on.
Which is run by Denmark. I wouldn't mind visiting this other story too about these fake Israelites, because there's something in that story that I think has to be revealed. What'd you say?
Right. I said somebody mentioned in the chat about the Nordic agreement, where France and Norway made an agreement with each other that if either one of them need each other for any nuclear disaster or nuclear warfare, They made a pact, you know, to join forces.
Like they worry Trump ain't gonna back them up, and Russia's getting stronger and stronger as this crisis goes on. Russia and China getting stronger and stronger. Russia getting they oil right out the mountains from them. They running them barrels right up into the mountains, and Russia's getting them, and in return, Russia's bringing drones all the way in over the mountains down into Iran. So Iran ain't losing, and Russia's not losing. So now these other European countries are saying, no longer do we have the big bad U.S. behind us. We on our own. So they got to make their own alliances to try to survive. Go ahead, Morocco.
Colonel Wakans, I'll read more. In late May 2026, France President Emmanuel Macron and Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store signed a comprehensive defense pact, the Narvik Agreement, which includes talks for Norway to join France's forward deterrence and framework along 8 other nations. These are the other nations: Germany, Poland, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Sweden, and Greece.
It's on now.
Okay.
Them alliance.
They called it a European nuclear deterrence.
Which means they're gonna set up their own deterrence. They own, they're gonna team up themselves. Since they already know the US ain't going with them. They're gonna get their own game going. Excuse me. And Jerome had a good point. He said low gas prices for the midterm elections only. So Trump done lowered them prices, and now he's gonna try to get through this through the midterms, and then he got 2 more years to wreak havoc on the planet. Yeah, man. Let's keep going.
Colonel Khan, DJ Vlad authenticates the alleged Diddy leaked sex tape with Daphne Joy. I was not prepared for what I saw.
No, let's do the other one with the fake Israelites.
Oh, Colonel Khan, sir.
Yeah. And we don't need no more validation on that Diddy. I mean, how much more validation? He beat the bitch up in the hallway. I think, man, Vlad trying to keep getting views. He's another one he's another one that fits this bill. Because let me tell you something. In the 60s, right? We all know about and heard about COINTELPRO, right?
Right.
Where the FBI used different tactics to destroy black groups. But what we don't attribute too much to the FBI is we don't attribute the Jim Jones story. Now, for those that don't know, Jim Jones was a CIA operative. You heard of the Jonestown where they killed all the people?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Well, the leader, Jim Jones, was a CIA operative. And here's what his task was, which is some amazing evil shit. His task was to create a church in California, which he did, called the People's Church. If you go back and look at the history. And the People's Church, their whole job was to come up against the Nation of Islam. The CIA did it. Created a church for black people with a white leader designed to bring all people together, but really clandestinely designed to go after the Nation of Islam. Now, fast forward to 2025, 2026. About 2023, 2024 is when you first started hearing about these fake Israelite groups, really hearing about them. But ask yourself a question. Is it possible that the FBI could be running COINTELPRO a second time using fake Israelites? Yeah. When they set up the People's Church, they used pimps, hoes, drug dealers, and even murderers as assets to further the agenda. Now, here we are finding out about these groups. And these groups seem to always be, led when it comes out by some ex-gang member or some ex-cat claiming to have been a pimp in the past. And as these things start coming out about these groups, they starting to look very much like, whether they know it or not, they're being used by the FBI or some other agency to create a fake Israelite group to attempt to destroy the main Israelite group, the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
And that's exactly what they did in the 60s. That's right. You know what I'm saying? So if you're an Israelite and you learning the truth and you considering coming in to be taught or to do the work of a prophet, you had better be very careful. You should be very careful of joining these groups with people that have no pedigree in the work, that have no history of doing this. Because you very well may be a part of an organization that was created just to demoralize the Israelite world, just to make the Israelite world more hated, more adverse. And that's exactly what they did in the 60s. So I would not put it past them to try it again. And something else too, where did all the pimps go? First of all, let me give you some background. As you know, in the 60s, in the late 60s, black people fought for civil rights and all the different civil rights, right? So black people got all the civil rights. And then what happened in the 70s? All of a sudden in the late 60s, the early 70s, was a humongous influx of drugs in the Black and Latino community.
Right.
That drugs that came into the Black and Latino community demoralized us as a people. So what happened? Our women began to become prostitutes for their drugs. Our men began to become pimps for those drugs. Now, they went through all the 70s with those drugs. Then in the 80s, the CIA brought in the crack cocaine. Your pa, you know where I'm going, your pa. Your pa know where I'm going. What happened to all the pimps after the 80s? I'll tell you what happened. They all entered churches. And many of those churches were run by the same COINTELPRO agencies that ran them back in the 60s and 70s. This was just a continuation. They said, okay, some of them going to come off of drugs. So what we'll do is we'll now set up churches as the place of love and rehabilitation and starting over and having a new life, but it'll just be another iteration of what we've been doing before. And a lot of you got to be careful, because the same drug dealers that work for different agencies and fake cops and all of that, those cats are being told to create Israelite groups, just like those drug dealers and pimps were being told by their handlers to open up a church. And you're going to find out that some of these fake groups, if not all of them, are run by agents, which is why that was the most revealing thing about that tape that sister brought out, was when she brought out how he used to be a pimp in the past. Oh. Like that was one of the most revealing things that went on. So you got a lot of guys that are drug dealers, failed drug dealers, because you failed, or failed pimps, couldn't be successful in the underground world. So then what do? You now turn around and see the Israelites and figure, I could do that. I'll learn a couple scriptures and then I'll break out and do that. Or I'll get up under them for a while and then I'll get out there and break out. They try to do that over there in Dallas, Texas, and different places, try to destroy brothers by creating these little fake groups. And then it destroys the people, which means what? It gets more and more spread. Brothers and sisters, man, I'm telling you, examine the work that's being done. I've been doing this a long time. They don't own me. They want to own me, but they don't. They can't buy me off. They offer me so much, but they can't get me because it's not worth it to me. I want this. I want the Lord's kingdom in this earth.
Right.
They know what they got to do. They got to, you know what I'm saying? I can't cut it no other way. you know what I'm saying? Like, why cut the throat now? I might as well go all the way to the end.
That's right.
Right.
I do it now, you know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Don't be fooled. These are people you don't even know, or you know them from their past life, and they're being brought up in here to try and game you up so that you'll turn around and join that group. It's part of how they try to keep the UPK from going where the Lord wants it to go. So I just wanted to say that I'm not shocked at what happened with that brother and that sister. I'm not shocked, how it went down. And another thing too is how they getting the information on these guys is awfully, is a little bit beyond what. I mean, I don't know. The technology is high now, so a lot of people are able to use the technology to do spying and different stuff like that. But it awfully seems like they getting this information from a handler instead of from, like she's supposedly some woman that's just, his girlfriend. But shit, what, you know what I mean? She was awfully smooth on them tapes. You know what I mean? And awfully unmoved by him being so angry with her, seeing she was in a full-fledged relationship with him. So what I'm saying, man, is don't let these lowlifes in these agencies use you, game you up, carry you off, you know what I'm saying, into these different zones. Come in there, get the knowledge, serve the Lord, become great. You see, I just raised up 3 more captains. Them cats ready to break out. Big shout out to them. Kazaka and Mob, Awarium, and give me the third brother's name from Virginia, Yarash. Haas's man in Virginia, Yarash, holding it down as well. The man did a hell of a job. I'm going up to Nashville in a month, and I heard a ton of people is coming from other zones to get their ranks lifted. So that's still gonna be insane. Cats on the move, like we gonna get that. You know what I mean? If your captain recommend you, I will put you in. Q will put you in your order in the ranks. But man, I'd like to see you get it, not to BS around, but to get it on as you should. So I pray, you know what I mean, the Lord shine on you, because a captain could be you see Captain Tazaria, like a captain could be a monster in this work of the Lord.
That's right.
And so many other captains. See, Meshach went all the way to England. Well, there's so many of these captains, man. Kataza, oh my God, cross the line radio. Blew that up. Now he blowing up other stuff and getting us. I believe we're supposed to meet with him this week, because he's working on the website, bringing the website in on another level, him and the young brother working with him. Captain Mawakwa, Midwest Monster Mayhem. There's some captains in this truth,
yes, sir.
That's about this damn business,
yes,
man.
Sir.
And all captains rise to the daggone occasion. Captain Ty Ward,
right,
old school Ty Ward. You know what I mean? I remember Ty Ward put his life on the line for me one time. I mean, probably been more than one time, but there was one particular time. I ain't gonna tell the story tonight, but I will one day tell the story. Captain Ty Ward got, you know what I mean? That brother got heart.
Yeah.
Now there's another brother, you know what I'm saying, Ward up in here. Like captains, you should want to be a captain and rise to that occasion and fight to get to there. But when you get it, man, make your mark in the ground on the work of the Lord for Yahawashi, the King, so his kingdom comes in. Steal your people back from this place, man.
Right.
People done stole your people, man. Running your whole neighborhood, dragging you in the damn mud while they sitting up in your neighborhood living good. Captain Nayatha, that's a good one. Captain Nayatha. Captain Nayatha went into the dirty South. I don't know how he did. I don't know how a Benjamite from Trinidad went and woke up brothers in the damn South.
He did it.
In the damn, in the Clansville. Doc went to Clansville and woke them brothers up. Man, I said, damn. So these are cherished men, man, and there's so many, many more. You know what I mean? And, I thank the Lord for them. And so you have a lot to learn, and you can accomplish anything. These cats got camps, multiple camps in other countries. Like, why are you gonna listen to some cat that is not an authorized teacher and let him gaslight you up to join in some lie? You know what I mean? And then 3 years later, come to find out this cat is a homosexual or a pimp or some other sicko. They've been sitting up over you, lying to you for years. When you can come in here, man, and get it so right, you know what I mean? We got the best of the best right here in the I.S.U.P.K. You should be part of it. I'm gonna get up off it, y'all. Shalom.
Damn right, gentlemen. So we had any of the videos if you wanted to play them.
What y'all think? I mean, the videos of the situation with the fake group. I don't particularly. I ain't looking to particularly. I think we made the point. Everybody else could, if they wanted to see the video, they could see it. I'm not trying to shame them cats or, you know what I'm saying, or put them on blast or nothing. But I am trying to get us all to get the lesson. There's lessons in these things. There's lessons on what's trying to overthrow you in the work of the Lord. Like, it was a time where you could just come into the truth, and the truth wasn't as known as it is. It was no internet. And so you could just learn the truth and grow and grow and grow and grow. But today, Esau has used 10,000 different distractions to try to break you from getting the truth. And one of those is the fake Israelites.
Yeah.
Fake groups that they creating and putting out there so that you never get where you should be at in the work of the Lord. So I pray you fight through that, wade through that, and find yourself in the I.S.U.P.K, man. It's the greatest place on earth. Salam.
Damn right.
Come on with it.
If I could just add something, I remember you told me the other day about how the truth was around before cell phones. And I was like, dang, you had to be a bad brother to want to be in the truth, because you could easily get out of camp. You said, look, my mom was on the house phone. I wasn't on, but you know, brothers did it. You know what I mean? Like, they went to camp, and then, you know, I mean, come on now, raise it all the way up to what it is now, sir.
The great chief head priest Y.A.H, who held the ground steadfast to the day he died. Y.A.H used to have a trunk in his apartment, a big ass trunk. And in this trunk, he had nothing but VHS tapes on everything we had. We did. That's how we passed the VHS tapes. You know what I mean? Which was hell, because the VHS players was breaking all the time. And brothers would come to Y.A.H, man, and they would come to Y.A.H like, Y.A.H, man, give me the latest, man. Y.A.H would pop out different VHS tapes. Cats would buy the tapes, myself included. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they would even bring the tapes back to Y.A.H. They would buy the tape, watch it about 20 times, and then bring the tape back to Y.A.H and give it back to him so he could sell it to somebody else. It was like they were so thankful for what they got, brothers. And back then, you had to write all of them scriptures down. Wasn't no internet.
Yeah.
So if you didn't read it off of the VHS, you had to write all the scriptures down. Precept books became a big thing. Yeah. Y'all don't use precept books no more. Y'all just pop a scripture. You had to have precept books back then. I mean, it was a road, a rough but beautiful road, and brothers walked that road, man. I was thankful to get in there, you know what I mean, and be a part of it, man. And that's how we should take our truth anyway. This is our independent identity from any other nation. This is one thing the white man cannot confiscate. You understand? Our history in this Bible. And it was shameful. No other religion do they try to force to be a religion for all people. Ain't nobody saying Islam is a religion for all people. Ain't nobody champion that. They might say, yeah, everybody could be a Muslim, but they ain't championing it. They ain't championing that with Judaism. The so-called Jew is racist as he can be. And don't nobody champion that. But when it comes to Christianity and black people in the Bible, then it's always you got to love everybody. Well, guess what? The Bible was not for us to love everybody.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Like, we got something special, and we should treat it like it's special. And you should want to be in the right place when you get this knowledge. And watch the Most High raise this nation up. You understand?
Damn right.
And go ahead.
In general, if I don't know if you or Muhammad remember, but when we was raising up DC, right, there was a brother came to camp all the time, and he used to buy a ton of our CDs that we made. And then we found out he let us know that he was making duplicates and selling them joints.
Damn.
And listen, we wasn't even mad at him because he was spreading it. He was spreading the truth. You know what I mean? He'd buy them and go sell them and come back the next week for more. I don't even think he ever came to a class, but he came to them camps and bought them CDs. And brother spread the word. So that's heavy to hear how YAHANNA did it too. You know what I'm saying?
YAHANNA did it back then. And listen, and that, let me tell you something. What that brother did was more honorable than what you see fake Israelites do. At least he took the knowledge and said, hey, man, I'm going to make some money off these tapes. But at least he didn't go try to create a fake organization and sell them tapes. Right. You know what I'm saying? A fake organization, get a few people in there and then try to pimp them out for all the tithes and whatever else, double tithes and all this old bullshit they coming up with. At least they didn't do that. At least they turned around and said, look, what these cats got is heavy. I'm not going to mess with it, but I know he'll make money. And you can't be mad at them. They, especially back then during the bootleg days, they was bootlegging movies like it was going out of style.
Right.
So you couldn't be mad at them for taking the knowledge that we was teaching on tape and getting it out there. You know what I'm saying? By turning it into a business. Damn near like they were subcontractors. You know what I'm saying? For the truth. But at least they ain't try to change it. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Right or wrong, Maya?
Yes, sir. You're right, sir. Kind of the one kind.
Most on Christ. You mean? I yield.
Khan, sir. Israeli Cellular Council issues unprecedented admission of ritualistic child sex abuse after broadcaster exposes the cover-up.
Wait a minute. Break it down.
Khan.
West Philly for Life said he used to bootleg DVDs and CDs, so he know about that, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You died, please.
Khan, sir. It's the first public admission of ritualistic child abuse in Israel's religious Zionist sector sparks national reckoning. The Gus as Zion Regional Council in the Israeli-occupied West Bank has publicly admitted that ritualistic sexual abuse of children occurred within its communities, a confession that marked the first time a governing body in the Israel's religious Zionist sector has broken ranks within years of denial.
So come to find out that they do sexual assault on children and have admitted it, which also goes back to the tunnel they found in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
where they found the mattresses and the baby chair and was wondering why this was in a tunnel.
Yeah.
I mean, amazingly evil people, Bob. Like, you're going to have a governing body that's watching over and regulating their child molestation.
Yeah.
Did they call it child molestation or child rape? What did they say it was?
Ritualistic sexual abuse.
Ritualistic sexual abuse.
That means not only are they molesting the children, but there's a religious aspect.
This is service.
Yeah, this is like somehow religious in base.
Like the when they say again, sir?
The Catholics?
No, the circumcision part with the wine. They speak the wine in the mouth and start. You know, I mean, come on, it's crazy.
In any religious, there's blood involved. Anytime they go religious, there's some type of blood involved in this whole practice.
Dang. I ain't thinking about it, Slugger, real quick. I ain't think about that, Maya. Don't tell me they sacrificing these babies.
Shit.
That's gonna be insane. Salaki, General.
Sir, they said ritualistic, so this ain't just child rape. This is somehow it's tapped into their belief in God.
Yeah,
like it's about their belief in God. And this is something that, if I could, sir, that every black person and Hispanic person that knows that they're the children of God, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the true Jews of the Bible, this is another thing that proves that we're better Jews than the people that everyone else accepts as Jews. Like, we're better than them. We're absolutely better than them. Not only are you the better athletes, you're the better doctors, you're the better construction workers, you're the better scientists, right? Even at being a Jew, you're better than white people, because white people that everyone accepts them as being the chosen people of God, enough that they'll give them a country in the Middle East and furnish them with the military and nuclear weapons, right? Because they believe that that land is theirs. Yet and still, these people came from Germany, came from Russia, didn't speak Hebrew at all until they went over to the Middle East and became ambassador or became prime minister. They eat pork in Israel. They eat shrimp in Israel. Tel Aviv is the gayest place in the Middle East. That is from the press. That's not from me. That's from the press. It is the gayest country in the Middle East. And yet and still these people are accepted as the children of God. Yet and still they're the true Jews of the Bible, even though they don't care about the language, about the customs, and they don't care about the God that gave them the law. They could care less about it, but yet they're accepted as the Jews. We are slaves. We are spicks and niggers and savages, and we are on the bottom of every society, and we love the Lord our God in those societies. We love God from the projects. We don't eat pork in a country where pork is legal and where pork is encouraged. We don't eat pork. We don't eat shrimp. We don't molest children. We're not like Donald Trump and the Proud Boys and the January 6 people. They're rich and run the country, and they still molest children, and they still trash the Congress. We are better Jews than the people that everyone accepts as Jews. We're better than them. We're better than them by blood, and we're better than them by conduct, by morality. Think how much more we deserve to be called Jews. We deserve it.
Like if you're going to go on merit,
please,
what you saying, what you saying is right. I don't want to interrupt.
No, please, sir, go ahead.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna call it on merit, if you're gonna look for us through the merits of what we do, we are way better Jews than them. We're better Jews than they ever be, because they totally immoral, selfish, rotten people when it comes to what they should be doing as a Jew. And let me tell you, and I've been to Israel several times, and they filled with all kinds of witchcraft groups claiming to be Jewish groups. Like, you see how they name that group?
Yeah.
They got hundreds of those little groups, and you don't even know who the hell these people are or what they tenets are until they tell you, and them tenets are always something against the scriptures. But yet they all included, like they're all Jews. Like the Hasidim might be a big group, but there are tons of different types that are break-offs from the Hasidims that they still consider Jews, but meanwhile they're doing all kinds of things like what we're reading about right now. What you're saying is right.
Please,
General, I know. Okay, when I was in the oppressors military, right, and during that first Gulf War, one of our stops was Tel Aviv. We got off, we trained out of the desert with IDF and all that. We did all that, right? We had leave in Tel Aviv, right? On the boat, you want to get on the boat, go party, have fun. I never forget, I got off the boat. It was the first day of leave in Tel Aviv. We went in town. Cat said, yo, my man. What's up? And I was with my homies. He said, listen, man, I got this, something. See over here. You give me a couple dollars, man. Let's work out some money and get you some, some coochie. I said, what? I'm like, hold up. Now, in my mind, this was okay. I mean, I was in the oppressive military. I was young, but I was raised up that this was supposed to be the holy place. How this cat in the holy place trying to sell me some draws? I couldn't, it was messing my head up. I couldn't get it. I'm like, huh? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this cat trying to sell me some draws. And he was trying to sell us the draws. I said, get the hell out of here. It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
Yeah, because the impression you got is this the place where people trying to be holy.
Yeah.
This is you think you're gonna come in and find, people praying, which you do. You can find all of that, but you're gonna find some of the horriblest things you ever saw. And the confession is good for the soul. When we went back, even back in the 90s, a couple of the chief head priests were out on the beach, decided they was gonna go out on the beach in Tel Aviv by the Mediterranean. And some white Jewish girls came to them and said, listen, we got a tent about, 100 yards up. You just go straight back this way, go in that tent for $100. We can break y'all off. And they looked at these nasty little Edomites like, he was the devil, but we didn't know he was that. You better get the hell up out of here. They were mad as hell. I laughed on the side. I'm on the side. I laughed like hell. And we all had a laugh about it because it was like, it became confirmation for you that this is not a land where people are trying to be righteous and holy and all of this. And even in Jerusalem and the old city, you go up in the old city of Jerusalem. I don't know about now because I hear they kicking out all the religions. But back in the day, you went in there in the old city of Jerusalem, you had every single kind of crazy religion you ever heard of had some kind of temple in the old city. You go up in there, man, some people have like a little cave, just a cave in the rock. And you see little Ethiopians in there with white robes on, worshiping God knows what in this whole area, supposedly their way of worshiping Jesus. A mess, which is why the Lord bringing it all into destruction, just like y'all said.
Right. Yeah, right. And none of these heathens, got the faith that the 12 tribes got. Officer Godiwan made a video asking these Christians, asking them, if you find out that Jesus is black and you see that it's a fact that he's black, would you worship him? And they always like, no, they would not. And he let them know, you see that? You see something about yourself? Black people, when we thought Jesus was white, we did everything to worship that white Jesus because we got more faith than you got. You Christians ain't got faith like black people got faith because we was willing to worship a white God if that was the true God, if that got us the kingdom of heaven. But you people are saying if he's black, you don't even want the kingdom. So he proved on the video that they faith was weaker. We had real faith. The 12 tribes of Israel, black and brown people had real faith in following God, and the heathens just don't. They act like it and they make the world believe it, but they do what they want to do, and they don't really believe in a God. I yield, sir.
One thing, sir.
Please.
Just to back up General Mayak, if I could. These white people that go over and they form that country in Israel, right, in 1948, I believe, sir.
Yep.
If it wasn't for that country, they'd be living somewhere else, and they wouldn't even acknowledge that they were Jews.
Yes.
They would change their name. When they were living in America and in New York and in California and in Russia, they were Smith. They had some German name. If it wasn't for that country, they wouldn't even be Jews. They'd be walking down the street, celebrating Christmas, eating pork, and hiding their Jewish heritage. They wouldn't tell anyone that they were Jewish. They get some old goyim white woman with blonde hair. They tell everyone, oh, my name is Smith. Meanwhile, their name is Smitherstein.
Yeah.
But they knock off the steam.
Right. Make sure you don't.
Oh, God forbid. Until they got their country. Now they Smitherstein because they got nuclear weapons and gold and riches and oil and ruling the Middle East. The only reason they're even Jews is because they have that country.
You right.
Without that country, they'd be in California and they'd be Smith or Ford, not Forgensteckel or Smithenstein.
Listen, if I could, can I back you up?
Please, sir.
Tons of them went and settled in Texas and changed their names. Them Texas ranchers and them Texas Edomites, a lot of them are so-called Jews. And now let me go a step further. They were not trying to settle in Israel. They were trying to settle in South America. They were trying to set up in South America. And it was the CIA and the British MI6 that said, no, we're going to set you up in Israel, in this land over here. And that's what made them come over there. They were going to go down. They was going to go, after they was coming out of Germany, they was getting ready to go to South America and take over a whole portion of land and set themselves up there. And guess what? Now that they in full power, they're going and revisiting the area that they were going to take before and are now considering going back. And here's why. They were going down to South America because of Hitler hiding all the gold, that's supposedly all the gold, over in Antarctica. So they went to South America to see how they could set themselves up and then work their way into the Antarctica, the South Pole, and steal that gold that was down there. Till, of course, the U.S. military sent this cat in there, Bird, in the 50s to go get the gold and to jam them up. And they had already set them up in the land of Israel. So they've been, just like you said, you would have never even known anything about a white Jew, history of a white Jew, if they had not, if the governments of the U.S. and Britain had not worked to push them into that zone.
Can I back you up one more point, sir? And And if you could think about it like that, right?
Yeah.
It totally explains their behavior in the Middle East. You know, when you read the Bible and you look at Netanyahu and the way that the Israeli government is bombing its neighbors and taking over the Middle East, it doesn't jive with the Jews in the Bible. The Jews in the Bible suffer until God sends a miracle. That's the splitting of the Red Sea. Everything you've ever read in the Bible says the Jews in the Bible, the Israelites in the Bible, they suffer until God sends a miracle. But the Jews in the Middle East bomb their neighbors, kill everyone around them, and take it over. You know why? Don't think about them like they're Jews, because actually they're Germans. Now, when you put that on it, what would Germans do if they had their own country? Oh, there you go.
Kill everybody.
Like Germans are cold, methodical, mathematical people. Germans would do that. Now, of course, if you're trying to say, well, would Moses do that? No, Moses would split the Red Sea and walk through it. That's what Moses would do. Would Joshua do that? No, Joshua would blow a horn and the walls of Jericho would come down. The Israelites in the Bible wait for miracles in the face of oppression. They don't have military might. They don't have the power to fight for themselves. God fights for them. Oh, but a German, he uses his mind and his cunning and his gun. And if you just think about it, oh, that's what the problem. Those are not Jews taking over the Middle East. Oh, those are Germans. Well, now that makes sense. Now that's exactly what a German would do if you give him a gun and a 2 feet of land. In 3 weeks, he'll have 10 guns and have everybody else's land because he's German, not a Jew. So, like you, sir.
You right.
It gets most. And if I can, General, I read something recently where in America, before the term white people was even a thing, that this was a country of immigrants. Like they were Irish American, Italian American, British American, German American, French American. Everybody represented the country where they was from. It wasn't until recently, I think, the 50s or the 60s, where the term white that consolidated all of them became even a thing. You know what I'm saying? So white people is just a bunch of other countries and immigrants that came over here and robbed and pillaged, and then they just decided, listen, we got to come together. We got to be the United States, so we're going to be white people. You understand? That's a new term. I yield, sir.
Yeah, I'm right.
That's a fact. What General Maya just said. They invented that term. Like that was just to unify them against black people, and that was that.
That's it.
So, like you, sir.
That's what you got.
Call concert. Officer fired after video shows him repeatedly punching woman during arrest.
Oh, they actually fired him.
Con.
He beat on that sister something ridiculous. You know what I mean? What else you holding?
Come, sir. Osaka and Townsend's dinner for black players at French opener causes controversy. Naomi Osaka and Taylor Townsend are piling up wins on the court at the French opener. Their success comes after drawing attention off the court for organizing a dinner for black players before the tournament started.
What are we talking about here?
Come.
You want to do it? You die. Go, please.
If I may, sir. So before the French opener, you know what I mean? It's a big,
French
tournament.
Open, right?
Kind of all of the black prominent tennis players organized by Taylor Townsend and Naomi Osaka got together with the other sisters and had a brunch before the tournament, and Esau lost their mind.
Like you niggas. You got together and you ate together. And let me tell you something. Boy, oh boy. When you come into their world, they want you to just be the mascot. Yep. Don't be trying to, bring no blackness to the game. Yep. Give us some more. I'll let somebody jump in. I'm not familiar with the story.
Well, sir,
I will say this. I always liked the way that sister Osaka moved up.
Yeah.
She always moved in a positive. She didn't go out like Serena Williams.
That's right.
She always moved in a positive pro-black way. You know what I mean? And it was always beautiful to see. And I see she's still holding it down.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. And is that her with the uniform on?
That is her right there.
I see. Y'all see. y'all better start the black tennis court or whatever. Because you ain't gonna be coming up in there flaring all up there like that, having the white boys go crazy. Like, once again, they took off that bullshit white the Medomites was wearing and took the game to another level, like we always do, which is always an offense to them. Like, that's a beautiful outfit. It looks a little revealing. I can't see the lower half, but it looks revealing, like she shouldn't, looks unlawful, but it has more flavor than any of them little white uniforms they used to have. That little sterileness. Go ahead.
You there? Were you gonna say something?
Hola, sir. That was pretty much it on the story, sir. Like, Esau got real upset because all of the sisters got together and had that dinner, and her response was heavy. Her and Taylor Townsend said that, you know what I mean, when y'all got together and have your dinners and us on the outskirts, nobody was upset. Now that it's enough of us and we dominating, you got a problem with it.
Heavy ass point.
And if I could, sir, a story like this, these stories come up damn near every week, because it's like, okay, white people are angry that black people, meaning in essence, it's like reverse racism. Like, you can't have an all black dinner because, of course, white people are not allowed to have an all white dinner. It's how they got rid of DEI. So anything like a Drewski wearing white face,
right?
Like, Drewski was wrong to wear white face because you'd be angry if a white man wore black face. And that's all over the internet, because white people, for some reason, they want to protest and be the oppressor.
Yes.
Like, somehow they're angry at us for having an all black dinner. Like, well, you'd be mad if we had it all. Yeah, we'd be mad if you had an all white dinner because you're the oppressor. Right. In essence, okay, they want to protest and be the owner. Like, you know how people that picket and protest, right? The boss doesn't protest.
Right.
The owner doesn't protest
because he's the one oppressing everybody.
Sir. It's like somehow white people are like, why you get to protest?
Yeah.
Because you own the company.
Yes.
Like, you can't protest and own the company.
Yeah.
So we can wear whiteface because we're the oppressed. We can have an all black dinner because we were barred from the white dinners for 400 goddamn years.
Yeah.
And somehow white people are like, why can't we wear blackface? Because you own the company.
Yes.
So we're the ones that get to march. You don't get to march.
Right.
How the fuck you get to march and own
and run the whole
Donald Trump is president and gets to have January 6th.
Yeah.
Like, you get to be angry, and you know who was president on January 6th? You guess who was president? Donald Trump.
Oh,
Donald Trump was on January 6th.
You mean to tell me that Donald Trump organized a protest while he was president?
He said Nancy Pelosi was wrong for not sending the cops. On January 6th, all you got to do is look it up. Anyone can. He was president. He was president because Biden hadn't taken over yet.
Right.
Biden didn't take over until November.
Right.
So on January 6th,
he was worried about it being ratified.
He was worried about being ratified.
So he became victim now.
He was a victim. He was protesting. He the president, and they still broke in the damn place and ripped the place to fucking shreds. And he's the president, and that's why we can't. If you're gonna wear white face, we should be able to wear black face. If you're gonna tell a white joke, then we should be able to tell a black joke.
That Kevin Hart bullshit.
Kevin Hart, like, they want to share our protest to racism without suffering from racism.
Right.
Like, they want to somehow still have a piece of it. What we should do, sir, is oppress them. Like, if we could oppress them.
We could.
Thank you.
It's technically legal.
Please.
I'm waiting for the first person to open a restaurant and call it the nigger restaurant and put a sign up that says no whites allowed. Like, I'm going to eat there every day.
Because if they had no jobs,
yes.
If they were poor and they're in bread lines because damn black people won't hire us, man.
Yeah.
All these black neighborhoods, they won't give us a place to stay.
Yes.
These black landlords, they won't give us an apartment.
Listen.
Now, okay, go protest now. Go out and say we're poor. But how do you own the thing? And I can't have a black dinner having the right to have a white dinner.
And if I could add to what you're saying is so heavy. Because at the same time, the Chinese, the East Indians, the Arabs all have businesses and prospering in our neighborhoods, and they don't have to protest anything. But meanwhile, when we finally get tired of it and decide to protest, you are so right when you say they turn around and say, now they're the victim. When you done destroyed us, took everything from us, gave it all to the heathens, and now we just decide we want to say something about it. And what do? You turn out to claim yourself to be the victim. Like, damn. Salakia.
General, it's a documentary called The Bloods of Nam. And what you said right now, what you and Hyman brought out, is what they were saying back then during that time. I mean, damn near word for word when you watch the documentary called The Bloods of Nam. And it's crazy because during my short time in the precious military, same thing. We would have like lunch, right? Come after lunch, we all go to a particular room. The brother room. So all the brothers in the room. It got out that we was all the black brothers in one room. They call it the bro room. And they split up the whole goddamn company because of that. We couldn't have a room where we go in there and go chill. While the white boys can go in there and sit down whoever the hell they want to sit down with. But we could sit amongst each other. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, they become a radical. So they just broke up, they split up everything in the whole goddamn platoon. Right? Not the company, but the platoon. It was crazy. It is just what you're saying. Like, we can't have something for ourselves. Like, we got commonality amongst each other. So we gonna be around each other. Talk amongst each other. You know what I mean? Same background where we come from. And we just sit there chilling. Won't nobody trying to be plot against nobody. We in a room chilling, talking trash. Boy, they did not like that there, General. Oh, woo! They changed the whole platoon around. Quick. I'm talking about within a week over that. Same thing, General. Same thing. So everything we do in this land. Slocky, sir.
It's going to be on the internet every day. Like some white man saying, well, would that be right if white people had an all-white dinner? Would that be right if a white person wore a black face? It'll be on the internet. It'll be doing a story next week.
If I could, I don't know all the details, but one of the sisters sent me this just now. It says South Carolina jury finds store owner not guilty for murder in killing of black teen. Once again, and here's what they said in the story itself. It's a Carolina jury on Monday found a store owner not guilty of murder in the 2023 shooting of a black 14-year-old. The jury returned a verdict for whatever this Edomite, this Oriental's name is, who was Asian, shot Cyrus Comac Belton in the back after chasing him from his convenience store in Columbia. He maintained he acted to defend his son. The killing sent waves of anguish and grief through the African-American community in Richland County, where nearly half the population is black. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Half the population is black, but we got to go still to give them our money and be murdered by them, you understand, in the interim. Them people come over here from the other side of the world and set up among us. That's what black politicians and preachers do. Every rotten ass Christian preacher that tell you Jesus love everybody is a goddamn devil. You hear me? If Jesus loved everybody, then everybody would be loving us because they all worshiping the white Jesus. Yeah. You understand? But the only ones I see giving all of their soul over to the white Jesus is black people. You know what I'm saying? They said they chased him for over 130 yards before he claiming he did that to defend his son. They basically a white race, especially in Richmond County in North Carolina. They about racist as they could be, even though half the population is black. And that's what they love. They love a county, a city, a town where half the population is black. Why? Because they take that population of blacks and Latinos and make them the slaves for that city. Like the city prospers because every heathen that comes there to set up shop can make money off of these poor blacks and Latinos. And we, of course, sit there like dummity dum-dum and just suffer and die because we listening to rotten-ass Christian preachers and terrible politicians. When if we really in the right spirit, all the black half of Richmond County would only be shopping and buying in black stores. And those black stores would be buying housing for black people. And then black people would eventually say, don't house me in no place where some other heathen owns the place. And before you know it, black wealth would start to come back. Segregation was an abomination to us.
Right.
Like black wealth was, remember all them stories we pulled out in your class, them stories about them rich black people who didn't want poor blacks to come. They was rich because black people could only buy from them. Like you was a dentist and became rich. Why? Because your black people was the only ones that could come to your dentistry. Had black people not been forced to come to your dentistry, you would be out of business.
Right.
So black people who got money from black people became the very haters of black people. Like we in a trick bag like never damn before. And boy, only through learning the truth about Christ do we figure out how in the hell we get out of this brainwashed mindset and booby trap of this type of captivity, man. Like I'm dying to see when we work together for us and realize why we got to work together for us. I mean, I'm here in Philly. Every liquor store in the entire city of Philadelphia is owned by Oriental. I mean, it may be few and far between owned by somebody else, but I don't know. Y'all tell me. Every liquor store I've ever been in the city of Philadelphia is owned by Orientals.
Yeah, that's true. Besides the state. Yes, sir, you're correct.
Besides the state stores I'm talking about.
Yep.
The state, and I ain't too sure if the state ain't got an agreement with them too. You know what I mean? Because they running most of those.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things they get to have, and we don't have no black politicians or preachers that show us the right truth. You're gonna offend an oppressor if you try to get away from it. Like anybody telling us to join an oppressor means he don't want that oppressor angry, which means you got to joining him means making yourself a slave. You don't want to be a slave, you're going to offend some people. You understand? If you don't want to be a slave, you're going to offend somebody. And boy, we need to do it so bad. We need to wake up. And this is what they fear. You understand? This is what they fear. I'm not trying to go get no gun to go march somewhere to scare white people, to make myself feel like, you know, I'm doing something. All I want to do is see my people come together and cut these nations off.
Yep.
And watch us grow like a wildfire. Watch us grow like they've never seen before. Watch us return back to the Lord. Watch us find our identity. Watch us, like these nations got their own religion, the whole nation. You go to Iran, why you think Iran is together? Everybody over there damn near believes in the one religion. They got a few outcasts, but they all believe in the one. And guess what the problem with us is? All of us believe in one, and the one we believe in is the religion to help the white man. What a goddamn mess, man. I yield. Salah.
You know, this is a law. I know I learned this law when I was in the police academy. You cannot shoot a man in the back unless he poses a threat to where if you don't shoot him, he's gonna murder somebody out there in the street.
That's what that was their defense in this case. They tried to say he was doing it to defend his son.
Okay, but how?
Right.
Which is a lie.
Of course, they don't give us the details.
Yeah. That's what I mean, sir. How?
Story, right.
Like, how was he defending his son when a man is running away? He's running away. So was he chasing his son with a gun? He had it shooting? No. What was he doing?
No. And they got it on video, Haas. He's running. He was chilling till a cat came out with a Glock 45. Then he ran. And both of these agents chased him across this parking lot into the woods. This cat running so fast, he ran out of his sneakers, Haas, dropped his cell phone, dropped his backpack. He was running so fast to get away from these two chasing him to assault him, and they end up murdering him. So I don't understand how they got some defense like he was any kind of threat.
To back you up in Mayaka's Nahaz, remember, they arrested him. Yeah. The district attorney filed charges, so they believed it was murder. Yeah. They believed he was not justified in shooting him in the back. Yeah. But a white jury in South Carolina said he was not guilty, and you could have took a time machine and had the same result in 1963, and that same time, the same thing would have happened. There would have been no change at all. And of course, once again, they don't want us to have all black dinners. They don't want us to wear white face. They could wear white face after 400 years of slavery. They could have all black dinners after 400 years of slavery. After going, you know how many times, I bet you black people in that town, sir, knew it was going to be not guilty. I bet you as soon as the trial came, they said, Of course, not guilty again.
Yeah.
Those black people in South Carolina, I can guarantee expected that he was going to get away with that crime because they've been going, their great grandparents went through the same thing.
Yep.
Right. It's Rodney King all over again. Shit.
Like in Richmond, South Carolina, a black person should never walk into an Asian store again.
Yep.
Like every Asian store should be closing down.
Yep.
Not somebody's making them afraid, but because they are no longer spending their money in that Asian store. Like, do you know how much money comes out? I hate to keep bringing it down to dollars and cents, but I'm gonna tell you, like Moses said, that the Lord got a nation flowing with milk and honey. The Lord ain't asked you to go there for nothing.
Right.
He said, if you let me build this nation for you, it's gonna flow with milk and honey. But it can't flow with milk and honey when all the wealth is flowing to the other heathens. Like these people are getting rich off of us while we grind to death to nothing into powder. We can't even pay our bills and all that. It's insanity in this place, man. I yield.
Oh, okay. Dude, I used to be so afraid when I was in law enforcement chasing the cat that I knew if I shot him in the back, I was gonna be crucified. One time I had a case incident where I did pull my firearm out. I chased him, but okay, I was not gonna shoot him in the back unless he turned towards me. He would have to turn his body all the way around while I seen the gun in his hand pointing at me. Then I'd have got him. Other than that, there wasn't no way. Wasn't no way because of what they taught us. I'm like, I'm gonna go to court, and they going to crucify me because I shot this man in the back, no matter what he had in his hands. Like and I can see that the jury siding. Officer, didn't you know better? Wasn't you taught something? You passed the academy, right? You are upholding, took an oath, something. I'd have been done. So why ain't these things still applied to these other nations?
Exactly.
It goes back to what you taught us: the beast and the prey. The beast and the prey. In the Bible, in Ezekiel 34, it tells you who the beast is. The beast are other nations. Who the prey? You saw the tribes of the nation of Israel. You the prey. It goes back to that. And that's why he's able to get away from it.
Yeah.
Like they're humans. They're humans that America gets money with. They're humans that America gets money with, and we are just still insignificant.
Exactly.
How you, sir?
Exactly. And listen, and they don't want to give you justice also too real quick. I'm coming to both of y'all because if they give you justice, you might start calling for justice from all the incidents.
Yeah.
Then you might decide to just cut these people off. And then really you're going to damage their economy and make our economy wealthy.
Yes, sir.
And because they don't want that, they got to keep giving you no justice for what happens to yours. Salaka, I had Yediah and then I had Marak. You want to take it first? You had a comment, Yediah?
Oh, Consort. There was a big story in Jamaica about this Chinese hotel that only allowed Chinese and white people to stay there. I ain't telling nobody to do this, but they burned that shit to the ground, sir.
Damn.
Benjamin burned that to the ground, sir. Salaka.
Come on. Well, man, that's something. Go ahead.
Salaka, so we got the footage of it.
Of the shooting? God, look. So I don't know if they suspected him of stealing something, but he came out.
They thought he stole a bottle of water. So, sir, but he said he didn't.
A bottle of water. They murdered him. A child.
Carmack Belton's hands stay in his hoodie pockets as the Chows watch. Earlier, the state called several witnesses to the ensuing foot chase, including Devontae Bryant, who testified he didn't see anything in Carmack Belton's hands at the time of the shooting.
Then he gets up, and as he's, like I say, he's getting up, but he's moving so fast, he's stumbling. Okay. So after the last stumble, it's like he's trying to get completely stand upright. So he maybe took a step or two after that, then that's when the shot went off.
A key element of Chow's defense is that Carmack Belton pointed a gun at Andy Chow. On cross-examination of Bryant, Chow's lawyer is trying to poke holes in his testimony, honing in on inconsistent statements to law enforcement.
Today, you're saying that's different, correct?
Yeah.
You have met with law enforcement, solicitors, everybody in between those two times, yes?
Yeah.
And we realize the first thing that you said about shot on the ground is not possible.
No.
Prosecutors asking one of the RCSD investigators on the case, Tyma Jordan, whether all of this could have been avoided had the Chows simply called law enforcement when they suspected shoplifting.
What if a suspect, you had
alone,
multiple camera angles of their face, high definition videos?
That's not calling law enforcement. He's supposed to get manslaughter. Even if you think he was justified in shooting him, he was not justified in shooting him completely if he didn't call law enforcement. And one princess made a good point. Remember back in the day when the young sister drunk a soda before she left the Asian store and the Asian woman shot her in the head and they let the Asians off. They don't want them Asians feeling like they can't open up no businesses and can't shoot no niggas when they think it's necessary. Same with the hair store. Same with that garbage. Like, we got to come out of her, like the Lord said. We got to escape these people, man. Like they getting rich off of us. The slave master still gets his money because now the Asians pay taxes in your neighborhood for all the businesses they extort from you, which is a damn shame. You telling me our sisters can't do nails? Our sisters can't import wigs and sell wigs? Our brothers can't make Chinese food? We the kings of fried chicken and fried rice. Right. That come from us. Like, we in hell because our spirit is broken and we got horrible, horrible leaders. And that's why, like I mentioned earlier, you got to be wise, brothers and sisters that's out there. Stop joining little fake Israelite groups. A lot of these are run by all kinds of people and you don't know it. I'm not saying those brothers were or were not, but they do fit the description of how the FBI operates when they're trying to destroy a movement. They have to create other little side movements to try and break up the flow of people coming into the main movement and then doing something. And when Black people and Latino people, Native Indian people come together, we're going to change this world. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, join us next week and every week, every Monday night. We do it up right here on ISUPK.com. That's the website. You know all the rest. Man, I ain't saying it tonight. We exhausted. I'll see y'all next time live on the UBK. Shalom.
Hey, Shalom Israel. It's Nashville, Tennessee. We hosting the Blackout Cookout under Commander General YAHANNA, man. The I.S.U.P.K is inviting Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. July the 2nd through the 5th. You gotta be here. If you're not here, you're not trying to black your city out, because we are. Shalom.